come on, a neighbor. You know,
your boys next door.
Just, yeah, how's it been?
Either way, you know what? It's been good, man. Except for the part where my car's broken.
Oh
but
no.
It's fine because I expected it to happen.
Yeah.
My sister was like, "You're handling this remarkably well," and I was like, "I thought this was gonna happen like 2 years ago." Yeah. So I'm doing fine, and I'm doing even better knowing that we've got a match to talk about right now. The first one of the stream, Game & Watch Isabelle, Rubee bringing that ever rare Isabelle.
Yes, and G-Dawg rocking the, not an extremely common pick, but, very, very strong character of Game & Watch.
Relevant in the metagame.
Relevant in the metagame,
That's
for
what we
sure.
would say.
Yeah, Isabelle, you don't see these every day, but Rubee is not new to, being on, like, Ultimate Shockwave banners, just primarily the offline, or online, rather.
The online ones, yeah. Yeah, a name that if you feel like you recognize, then that's why. And Rubee, barely able to stay alive. G-Dawg was not ready to follow up on that down smash, and I honestly don't blame him. I'm surprised it reached.
Yeah, right now G-Dawg honestly playing a rather aggressive game with it, and man, the pressure is mounting.
Yeah, 131, and Isabelle obviously a very light character. Now it's just
no yoinked. That's the CPU level 9.
You gotta. It's a skill check for sure.
Yeah.
And it again, not a relevant character in the meta, fell out of the back air.
Yeah, a rather deep edge guard, but luckily for Rubee, another lease on life, not going to be hit by that last hit. So G-Dawg is got a little more work to do. Although this should be
okay. All right. Yeah.
For a minute, I thought somehow that was not it.
Yeah, probably got like a little bit of analysis paralysis. Honestly, like could have had it, but
maybe even misinput of up smash. I don't know if up smash scoops from there, but like. All right, the Lloyd Rocket coming in to help out Rubee. The assist?
Yeah, Rubee's ready now. I think Rubee just kind of needed to take a second to remember, right, that's what Game & Watch does. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Well, not only that, I feel like G-Dawg plays a little unconventional for Game & Watch, where typically some Game & Watches will sit back, toss the forward air, let that do the work. But G-Dawg has been rather forward-facing, a lot of approaching nair, not just, bullheading the whole way in, but making stuff happen, whereas a lot of Game & Watch plays passive.
Yeah, and that's a really good illustration of it right there, right? Drifting in with that down air where, just taking her time to get off the ledge is definitely a little bit, you don't have to bully your way off the ledge with Game & Watch unless you use the fire.
Yeah, and that change in tempo can definitely throw people off. As we saw, there was a lot of reward for that with G-Dawg at the start of this game, but once Rubee's got a little bit more accustomed, was like, okay, well, if you're going to come at me, now I can do my zoner thing of I'm just going to dash a little bit far enough away. Let you do all the work.
And that's honestly, the way the matchup should go is that Game & Watch should hang back and Isabelle should hang back, and it's going to be a test of patience. But, I respect a couple people who like to press buttons.
Oh, yeah. I love to press buttons myself. I'm a button presser.
A button presser.
Not afraid to shame.
Of a magnitude.
Yeah.
You could say. But, man, G-Dawg going to need to find some interesting buttons to win this one. If you can hang on, that is getting close.
That fishing pole really is just putting in all the work. It feels like because of that lean forward we're seeing a lot from G-Dawg, that we're finding a lot of opportunities for that to yoink on the way back.
Ooh, G-Dawg, though, you're talking about coming back. G-Dawg looking like he might be pulling it off right now. 62% with the very orthodox Game & Watch combos. This is suddenly anybody's game.
Oh, yeah, and immediately trying to catch the neutral get-up or even the jump there, where a lot of people will jump to avoid the extra hits of that bacon.
Ooh, bacon nearly cooked right there. Will be landing with that back air. Isabelle's is always 2.
Isabelle's is always 2.
Isabelle's is always 2.
She doesn't have that
not
Randy.
RNG. No.
I did not know that.
But 2 is still very strong.
How's her down air work?
Also 2.
Really?
Yeah. It's 2 every time.
That's insane.
She's more consistent in that way.
Why did it take me this long to learn that?
You know why? It's because nobody plays
the
Isabelle. Literally, I think this might be the most meta irrelevant character in the game, and there are almost 90 characters in the game.
I hesitate to tell you you're wrong, but yeah, no, you're probably right.
Because even the characters that are worse than her, people play them, right? Like Mac and Doc and Ganondorf.
There are some people who play those characters.
Yeah, but there aren't any people who play Isabelle.
There's not a big push in this meta.
Rubee's one of the few who really wants to see what the puppy can do.
True. Yeah.
That was so close to a haiku. I tried to figure out a way to save it afterwards, and I was like, no,
it's too much effort.
No way. Yeah, I don't have the brain.
I have to start counting syllables on my fingers.
Yeah, somebody's gonna look into the commentary booth. They're gonna be like, what is
going on?
Are they okay?
I love when Game & Watches go for the up throw up B because it reminds me of PM Game & Watch.
That's true.
Where you should not be able to follow up after that, and yet.
And yet, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Right off the bat, though, it looks like G-Dawg is definitely a lot more comfortable right now. Like, I see a little bit more taking their time, right? And I especially, like, near the end of that game 1, right? The crazy combos and didn't fall out of the backer, but it's not enough to kill just yet. And very nice, aggressive edge guard.
Amazing DI from Rubee, and the drift just barely.
Oof. That was a tenacious recovery.
Man. And the patience to go with it, too.
I can't even believe that, like, you know, Isabelle, I know, obviously has distance. I didn't know she would have the fuel for that.
Yeah.
She got knocked away twice.
Twice. Well, I mean, she didn't use too much fuel the first time she got knocked away, so that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're right. Ooh, good patience.
Big bomb being dropped, jumps back on, tries to dive, but again, Rubee is so patient with going low.
Yeah, really love the way that they're taking the time on these recoveries.
Barely has the fuel.
I love that Rubee was ready for the neutraler that time, though, DIing up to make sure she didn't get hit. And the neutral B to use that intangibility so nice, and they both go! They're both gone!
Yeah, a little bit of consistency, so you do always get the down air to spike. You get the up air follow-up, but like that, the key to victory still works.
Yeah. Dare I say, after that first stock, pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
looking like a brawl
you can activate from your hand.
Yeah.
What? We're going in different directions.
Yeah. Well, either you know what? The spirit's there.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. Oh wait, was that the what?
I think that's just the sound of get up attack.
Oh, that's right. For some reason in my head they were scrambled, and that is one scrambled Game & Watch. He may be putting out bacon, but he's looking like eggs right now.
What attack? I didn't know he would have to attack at 0%. That seems completely unreasonable, honestly.
No. In this game, I can't imagine that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not. But Isabelle needs it.
Isabelle does need it.
Isabelle definitely needs everything she can get.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, good use of the weight bounce right there just to make some space. Again, whoever gets the lead in this matchup is at such an advantage because they get to stick with their playstyle. But, yeah, I'm saying that Rubee's still sticking pretty close to G-Dawg.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
G-Dawg finally finding the down smash because Rubee was sticking a little bit too close. I feel like, clearly Game & Watch has the boxing options that Isabelle lacks. She's got great mid-range, pretty solid full screen, is able to at least set some stuff up.
Yeah, you don't have too much that you can do, like, mixing up in the air, right? Like, you've got your nair, you've got your down air, but they don't contest at all with what Game & Watch has got up close.
Right, not dealing with the big hitboxes the Game & Watch has. They're great moves.
Oh, stop!
A lot. Yes. Please, don't land here!
This is a no-fly zone. Isabelle, not only town mayor's assistant, also a member of the FAA.
Right. She wants to remind you that an octagon has 8 corners.
Except that was a circle.
Yeah.
Ooh, up air off the ledge. Very nice. Once again, anybody's game going into this last stock. Oh, and wanted the hard approach in, which we've seen a lot from G-Dawg, but only in that game 1. Nice catch on the jump from ledge, though. Rubee keeping it close the whole time, but looking very nice.
Yeah, and especially the way that Rubee was able to bring it back that game 1 after being down by quite a bit. We saw G-Dawg really take a solid early lead, good damage. But the tempo, I feel like, was something that Rubee was able to adjust to and say, all right, well, if you're doing this, I'm going to adjust my game plan, sit it back. And that kind of forced G-Dawg to play a little bit differently in game 2. He did adjust pretty well, but overall, Rubee was the one who was able to make the last adjustment, the one that mattered most.
Yeah, I mean, especially we saw, like, you were talking about the tempo. I did get the sense that we didn't see a whole lot of mix-up game from G-Dawg, right? He kind of said, well, come as you are. I've practiced my Game & Watch in a certain way, and, I want to play the character my way. But